to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to The Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
We are back. This is the Changing Stage radio show powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in internet talk radio. And we are brought to you by Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. They are a great company out of here in San Diego in National City. They are also huge online, international, one of the top retailers in the world, and we really appreciate them. They just want you to play it loud. If you are a musician and you need gear, go to them. They've got it for you. And of course, we've got our good friends over at SIR at SIR-USA.com. This is the company that powers all of the touring groups as well as corporations that need audio gear, lighting, backline, you name it. And, I think that kind of is a good segue into our guest here. We are very privileged and blessed to have a lovely lady, probably the preeminent harpist in smooth jazz and R&B, Miss Mariea Antionette.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes. Welcome, Mariea.
Well, welcome back. Happy Halloween.
Yeah, happy Halloween, right? It is Halloween, huh?
Yes.
Where's my candy?
I know. You know what? And I told James last night, I said, we got to bring them a bag of candy. But this morning, went to the gym and did all these things. I'm like, I forgot the bag of candy.
Oh, I don't think I need candy. I've probably had a little bit too much candy. So, Mariea, you are amazing. We met a while back at Felix's
barbecue soul
with
restaurant.
Darryl. Give a shout out to Darryl.
Yes.
Darryl, you better be listening, man. You got family here. Actually, Darryl's been on the show.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
good. He's a great musician.
Almost, coming on almost a year or so in a couple of months at the NAMM show. He was here.
Oh, okay.
Which will be again at the NAMM show. Which I don't know if you're going to be there, but it's it's a fun time. We're going to have a good time. We're actually doing some events and everything. We're broadcasting live.
Yeah, I went this year and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So now you are a very unique artist because you have taken a traditional classical instrument and you've brought it into the world of jazz, smooth jazz, R&B, funk, you name it.
Yes.
You put a groove to jazz. I mean, to harp.
Yeah, to the harp. Right. Yes.
And to jazz too. But so I like to start in this segment with where did your passions kind of flow from? It's not usually the instrument that a kid goes, I want to play the harp, That's well, of course for angels, which, I'll give you that. Angels definitely play the harp. But when it comes down to it, what prompted you to?
Well, it was a matter of exposure. They say exposure is everything. And when I was in middle school, we had a music month every year.
You were thinking about exposure in middle school?
Well, the teacher was. And she, every week had different instruments come from the orchestra.
Okay.
One week the cello came, the next week the viola came, and then that next week the harp came.
Okay.
And so we had a demonstration, and I knew then when I saw the harp, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah. That's what I wanted to play. It was so beautiful and so awesome. I was just already sold just like that. Yeah. So I went to get lessons, and that particular lady from the symphony at that time became my teacher.
Wow.
My private teacher. And that's how I got started. And I just said it was like you said, your passion. But I just knew what I wanted to do. And so I was heavily entrenched into classical music.
Yeah, of course.
And that was my foundation. That's where I got my start. And then I started hanging out with Carl Evans Jr.
Okay.
Fatburger, and Nathan East and Hollis Gentry. And
they're local boys that
done
a little something and
Right. And
Nathan's been on the show too.
Oh,
I gotta get Carl.
excellent.
I got to talk to Kevin about having Carl in here.
Carl's deceased.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Yes.
I know that he. Kevin's always talked about him
like he was still here. They were great friends, friends. So being in the studio with them and hanging out with them and seeing how they produced other artists, singers. So I was just the girl in the background that got to watch the process unfold. And they always told me, it's going to be your turn next. It's going to be your turn next. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. How's it going to be my turn? But anyhow, they helped me find my voice in a sense. Using the harp, a traditional classical instrument, and moving it into smooth jazz. And I didn't really quite know how to do that.
Yeah, and you know what? I give it to you because you've done it well. I love the album. We're going to be playing that. We're going to be playing parts in the third segment, so you folks are definitely got to stay tuned for that. But and that's amazing. You kind of just in middle school, you already cemented your future. You're just like, this is it. I'm not, and not only that, you cemented a future that was not a pathway that had been blazed. I don't think there's any other harpists that do R&B jazz.
Well, not R&B, but jazz. Now, we had Dorothy Ashby. I don't know if you heard of Dorothy. She is the gold standard for actually jazz harp performance, straight ahead jazz. Okay. And then Alice Coltrane, which is the wife of John Coltrane. She played the harp.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and she's more metaphysical, new age type harp music. Yeah. But yes, I mean, I had heard of them and was very familiar with their music and went out and bought it. And actually, I tried to start to study with Dorothy Ashby. She was in L.A. at the time. Okay. And she was doing harp for Earth, Wind, and Fire, Stevie Wonder. She was doing a lot of sessions. You hear, every so often, you'll hear harp, more of as an effect type of thing. Yes, in the background. You take it to a different level. I wanted it front and center. Yeah, definitely. Have all the usual instruments behind me, bass, drums, percussion. Yeah. But let's put the harp up front. Let's see what happens.
And what was the process to try to take this traditional classical instrument and reimagine it for something that was, completely different, Well,
what happened was I went to an American Harp Society conference in Boston at the Berklee School of Music for a summer. And the whole conference was on pop harp. Okay. Taking popular music and infusing it with the harp arrangements. And so I did all that stuff like the theme from The Godfather, all the popular tunes, Georgia on my mind. But learning how to take the melody of the songs and infuse them into the strings. Okay. So that was kind of my foundation in moving into that genre. Yeah. Then I went to go play for the symphony in L.A. as principal harpist for, several years. But the whole time I'm there playing this beautiful classical music, I wanted to make it funky, wanted to make it jazzy, wanted to make it sexy. So it was a process, and then it just, one step after another step leads to different things. Yeah. And then after Carl had passed, he actually produced my first album, Sexy Paradise. Wow. So that was my freshman project right out of the gate. So already with that, I kind of knew what to do in terms of the arrangements and how the harp was going to fit into that. And then it had been several years later, I said, it's time for a new album. It's time for a new project. Yeah. And so we gave birth to Straight from the Harp, but I had another producer, Allan Phillips. Okay. I don't know if you know Allan.
Actually, I do know Allan. He lives up in like the Encinitas area. Right. Carlsbad. Yeah. I do know Allan. Very talented man. Yes. Keyboard player extraordinaire.
Yes, he's a great producer.
I had to think about that. It's kind of amazing. We're talking about all these incredible, influential, impactful players out of San Diego. Most people don't realize that we have this great collection of top tier, world class musicians that have come out of here.
Isn't that amazing?
Including Harpist.
Yes, one emerging here. Yeah. But you're right. You're absolutely right. You have Nathan East, who is a world class bassist,
and his brother James, who's maybe not as notable, but just just as amazing. I've been working on a project that I haven't worked with James, but he's played bass on the tracks I've been producing for him. So I do. I play and produce as well. So that's how you kind of get into this, is that you get a passion for a certain type of something, and next thing you know, you got a radio show.
Yes. Well, that's usually how it goes. Yeah, it's called evolution.
That is a good That is a very good point. So, you never know where you end up at. So when you were working with all these musicians, did you see yourself as the solo artist, or did you see yourself more as a side person?
Yes,
Because a lot of these guys are side people. They're, Nathan's obviously moved into his own world right now as a solo artist. But so did you see yourself?
Yes. Well, because, in playing the harp, a lot of the jobs that I got were solo. When you go out to do weddings and you do special events and VIP receptions, you're there doing your thing, carrying the whole shebang. So I'd already started out as that. I just had to figure out how to meld it and keep the harp front and center, and then the bass and percussion behind me. Yeah. So that was something I had been doing for a long time, but on a different level. Gotcha.
Yes. Now, I noticed in some of the videos you have like a portable harp.
Yes, that's new technology.
I was like, you're walking with a harp. How's that? How do you do that? You're like the Hulk, just carrying. But no, it's not that big. It's actually, it's a full size harp. It seems, but it was very portable.
It is portable. It has 26 strings on it. It weighs about 25 pounds, and so it is different from my big concert grand harp.
Which is not 25
and
pounds.
Then it has about 85, 90, and it has a strap and a brace around it that straps around my waist.
And you're wearing a 20. See, I play bass, and that's usually the biggest of all the guitars on stage. And I'm crying and moaning if it has to be over like 7 pounds. If it's 10 pounds, I'm like, you can play 25 pounds. You are awesome.
And walking and playing and talking the whole nine, But I tell you, there's some more technology beyond that one, because they have a new harp from Camac from France, a company from France called Camac. And I'm getting probably in about 30 days a brand new portable electric harp that weighs 9 pounds.
Okay, so you're under my 10-pound limit there. So I might actually be able to play the harp and get rid of that dang 4-string. Get some more strings. Step up my game.
Absolutely.
All right, I guess that sound is the that sound of commercial time.
Okay.
This has been the Changing Stage radio show powered by the Mighty WS Radio Networks. Thank you, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com and SIR at SIR-USA.com. And a big shout out to Rick Scott, who always makes these things happen.
Yes, he's the best.
We'll be right back in a few short minutes.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
You may have heard me brag about Progressive Medical Center and just how much they've helped me with my health. And Dr. Goli, one thing that you have helped so many people with is migraines.
Unfortunately, there are millions and millions of Americans who are suffering with migraines and headaches, and they're debilitating because it affects the quality of their life, and they cannot function properly. At Progressive, we get to the root cause because we understand that migraines could be caused by nutritional deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, believe it or not, delayed food sensitivities. And once we determine what the real reason is, we put a plan of action together with medication that we get them off slowly, and we put them on an all-natural approach, and the results are amazing.
Incredible. I mean, there's so many people that can say they don't live their lives with migraines anymore thanks to Progressive Medical Center.
And that's what's exciting and rewarding to us as physicians, because we help our patients take control of their health, and that's why they're living well.
Why don't you get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today? Don't live in pain. Don't have migraines anymore. Just go to their website, progressivemedicalcenter.com.
This is your life. Live it well.
In the military, things can change in an instant. The Navy Mutual Aid Association, we understand because it's our life too. That's why our dedication to serving the life insurance needs of our military veterans and their families is unrivaled. Navy Mutual offers superior life insurance protection without military service restrictions and limitations. A single focus on providing the peace of mind military families are looking for. That's what we do. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve. Call 800-628-6011 or go to NavyMutual.org.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact vinvillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on vinvillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect. Hi, this is Rob Barnett, vinvillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to VinVillage Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to the Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
That's right. It's the second segment of the Changing Stage radio show powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in internet talk radio. We've been around about 14 years, making it happen on the internet. Also sending a few shows terrestrial to different stations around the world. And we have a good time over here, and we are powered by our fun sponsors, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com, where they just want you to play it loud, and SIR at SIR-USA.com. They provide all the backline instruments and all the other stuff that musicians go out on tour. In fact, you've probably used their gear, whether you knew it or not, at some point or another, Mariea. So we've been talking with Mariea Antionette, harpist extraordinaire, very, very amazing talent. In fact, Gerald Albright has said that your remake of "Give Me Your Love" is a slam dunk.
Yes, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And I tell you that "Give Me Your Love" by Curtis Mayfield was what put me on the map.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
it dominated the summer charts last summer with that song.
Wow.
And it started out as a single. I thought, you know what, let's record it. I actually got asked to do a single on a compilation CD.
Okay.
And I chose "Give Me Your Love" because that's something I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that was
awesome
my first
track.
song out of the gate. And then we took it from the compilation single, and then went to radio with it. We said, let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, I had calls all over the world saying, when is the album going to come out? That was the impetus for Straight from the Harp.
Oh, nice.
Was that single.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, and like you were talking in the break, you mentioned that Allan was, really kind of instrumental in bringing a whole new artist out into you.
Yes.
Tell us about that process, being in the studio with him. And it's at his home studio.
His home studio in Carlsbad. And Carl told me before he passed, Carl Evans Jr. said, if you go to anyone, go to Allan Phillips. I trust him to take care of you.
Wow.
And so I did. And I went to Allan and I called him and I said, hi, I want some tracks. I need to do some music. And he goes, okay, let's meet. Let's see if we get along and we can work together. And I thought that was strange. I go, why wouldn't we not work together? Well, but see, there's a whole nother level out there I didn't know about.
Yeah.
But
chemistry.
Yes, chemistry. And so anyway, we went to work and it was a beautiful melding, I say, of marriage, music marriage.
Yeah, it is.
And
for
he
that,
knew
for that 6 months or whatever you're going to do for the album. That's what it is like.
Yeah,
right?
It is. And he knew exactly what I wanted. And Allan is from Venezuela. So he said harp was on every corner when he grew up. So he knew about harp, which was a major advantage because most producers don't know how the harp works, what the intricacies in it, how the mechanics of it are. He knew exactly. He goes, I know how the harp. And I went, oh my God, that's great. He goes, yes. And so anyway, I said, this is what I want to do. I want to do more R&B. I want to make it funky. He goes, exactly. Let's go for it. He goes, you're going to be doing stuff that most harpists are not doing. They'll be in shock.
Yeah. Well, your album's amazing. I had the pleasure of listening to it a number of times, and we're going to be playing some tracks from in segment 3. So you folks got to stay tuned.
Yes.
Actually, for the whole thing, because we're going to be talking about some good stuff. But we'll be playing a few. But I have to say, Boogie Nights. I grew up with that's my time. I mean, there's a bunch of them that were there that the covers that you did, but that one kind of stuck with me. So
and the Boogie Nights is so cool because it was a perfect stage. Because see, I started a tour with Jazz and Pink, so I told Allan, I said, I need some music that's funky. It's going to be on the stage. You have 100,000 people out there. We need killer solos and just bringing the rhythms and stuff. And so he goes, you know what? we're going to do boogie nights. So that's how that came about.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So, in that process, you're doing that. Do you play in, as you're playing, are you playing straight to tracks through cans, or are you actually in the studio with a group? I know for Allan, he does a lot of the tracks himself, but how did that work for you in that process?
Oh, it worked perfect. It was beautiful. We did all the arrangements.
Okay.
And I went home and worked out all the arrangements, because the harp is a little bit different, where you have to have the fingerings exacting. Left hand's going to take this, the right hand's going to take that. So it was a process of doing all the arrangements and making sure they worked well in my hand.
Yeah, gotcha.
Then once that was down, then I went to the studio to record it.
All right. Now, are you laying any of the bass lines down? Because I know you can obviously stretch that, but are you doing any of the bass lines on that?
I'm not on this album.
Okay.
He had a bass player come in. Actually, Darryl Williams did some of the bass on the album.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
So, a long-standing good friend, a project I work on, I'm working on right now. Darryl was the bass player for a number of the tracks. So, it's like I said, it's kind of funny how, it's kind of this tight community of amazing players over here.
It is.
So you mentioned touring. Kind of, when was your first tour that you went out as an artist? And tell us about that experience, and maybe one of the stories that people want to hear, the crazy ones that kind of stick in your mind. That's like, you can't believe this happened, or people just can't believe this happened.
Well, they all been really kind of cool. I actually got a call from Gil Johnson in Los Angeles to join them in Jazz and Pink.
Okay.
I had never played with a band before ever, so that was like, oh my God, how am I going to do this?
Yeah.
But anyway, I joined them, and we had our first concert here in San Diego at Jazz at the Creek.
Okay.
So that was my first time out of the gate and being able to kind of see, how this all works. And then we went to Phoenix after that, and then we started to grow and really become popular. Mm-hmm. But I would say that I think my most standout experience, but this is good, it's not sort of negative, was that when we went to Seabreeze in Florida a couple years ago, and to walk on the stage and to stand there and look out there, and there was a sea of people, over 100,000 people.
Wow.
And I thought, how did I get here? It was just like, it was very big jumbotrons on the right and the left and a runway down the middle. And oh my God, this is amazing.
And this first time your harp probably looked really small, because that's not a small instrument on stage.
Right. So that was my standout experience. And then, but after that, when we came off stage and we had to go sign CDs, that the whole lawn of 100,000 people stood up. We couldn't even they had us in golf carts to go up to this place where we signed CDs. We couldn't get through the crowd because they were like, oh my God, you girls are bad. You're awesome. And I was like, well, this must what it be like to be Michael Jackson. It was so intense with the crowd. They wouldn't let us get through. And we had to have security back up. So that to me was a standout moment for me. And to be a part of that and to leave that and think, you know what? I can do this. I can actually, this is the big stage.
Exactly. But that's probably not I don't know. You could probably tell me better than I would about how you feel. But I would imagine playing for the president and the wife, President Obama and for Mrs. Obama would be pretty amazing.
Yeah,
how did that come about?
Well, I got a phone call that President Barak was coming to Los Angeles, and this was 1 month before he went in and was elected. And they were having a fundraiser at a private estate.
Okay.
And I think the tickets were like $30,000 per person, one of those big deals. And they said, we want you to come and perform. So I thought, oh my God, this is wonderful. So anyway, went through the security, the FBI checks. You have to do all the screening. And so anyway, we got there, and I was doing my thing, playing the VIP reception, and people loved it. Then I strapped on that electric harp. Ooh. And they had a big lawn out back. Yeah. And so they had me walk and play as everybody was out there. And one of his representatives came up and he said, you are amazing. You are going to the White House. We're going to hire you. And when he becomes president, I go, he's going to become president. They go, oh, yes, it's done. I was like, oh, this is before anybody knew.
They're that confident.
I was like, okay, this was the Chicago team.
Okay.
And then we fast forward after him being in. Then I get a call again, driving down the freeway. And hi, we want to know your availability. The First Lady of the United States is going to be here in a luncheon, and we want you to play for us. Again, it was like a fundraiser, and tickets are $20,000 per person. Just well-heeled people.
Yeah. Well, just to be actually known by the First Family is pretty dang awesome that they're requesting you.
Yes, that's really an honor. It was really an honor.
Yeah, it shows a true talent, and like I said, yeah, you're breaking ground in so many different levels. I think that's amazing, and you've done so much. Now, another thing that's kind of coming up. I mean, we just got like list of things. So the Grammy votes are going to be coming in pretty soon, and you're up for that.
Yes, up to 5 categories.
Wow,
that's exciting.
That is.
I mean, just to be even, I threw my hat in the ring on that. I said, well, let's throw my hat in the ring and see what happens. And of course, you have to be a member of NARIS.
Yeah.
And so I threw my hat in the ring, and then I knew the day that the list was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was sitting with James, and I was like, oh, my God, this list is out. Let's see if I made it, And then we go down, oh, yes, best new artist, and then 5 different categories. So that was exciting. It really was to even be considered at that level.
Now, you always hear that, and people are like, yeah, right, if you don't win. But it is. Especially, you're playing harp in an arena that does not necessarily embrace that.
That's right. That's
so
right.
So that is amazing. What are the categories?
Best new artist.
Okay.
Best contemporary instrumental album.
Okay.
Best pop single.
Wow.
And a best composing arranging, Allan Phillips.
So you're up. So you're just like Michael Jackson, up for the best pop.
Well,
the queen of harp pop.
Hey, that might be a new thing.
There you go.
But yes, that's where it's at now, and so we're out there with my promotional team trying to get the Grammy members to vote.
Yeah.
For me.
So. That's a good question because most people are not privy to this process.
Right.
Kind of tell the people what you do as an artist to kind of. I mean, it's almost like going for political office.
Right. That's how I think of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. But again, like I said, first of all, you have to belong to NARIS, be a member, and then they welcome you. Everybody just can't join.
Yeah.
So they look over all your stats, your bios, and all your information.
I didn't even realize I just got wrapped up in the conversation.
Oh,
We got a commercial break coming on here.
Okay.
This has been the Changing Stage Radio Show, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks with Mariea Antionette Takeover. We'll be right back in a few short minutes and want to just give a shout out to Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. You guys got to use them because I know when Mariea goes back out on tour, she will. We'll be right back in a few short minutes.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive miracle. This is your life, live it well.
This is Bill Gruber with BizVid Communications, a Southern California video production leader. We've been honored to sponsor, produce, write, and host many of the fine programs on WS Radio over the years. So we understand how important the internet and your website exposure are. As video producers, we know the tricks and secrets to incorporate video to increase your search engine optimization and business success. Visit bizvidcommunications.com to see what we can do for you. BIZVID communications.com.
To me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to the Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
We are into the third segment of the Changing Stage radio show, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in internet talk radio. And Calvin and the folks over at pitbullaudio.com, thank you guys for always making us, shine. And, we are appreciative of all the gear that you guys have over there available to our listeners, because they have the best selection. I don't know if they have harps. We need to see if they have harps.
They don't have any harps.
You're probably right.
They look too expensive.
You're probably right. They're rock and roll. Like,
right.
Play harps loud. I guess you can now that you're amplified.
Yes. Yeah. Special effects processors.
Do you ever use like distortion at all?
Yes, but I haven't had the right moment to use it live. But I have a pedal that when I press it, it distorts it. It's the coolest thing.
I totally want to hear you like do a Hendrix tune and then set the harp on fire. And I'm joking. Don't do that. Don't do that.
We won't set it on fire, but we will with the strings.
That would be kind of awesome, huh? Because you have to change those. I can imagine that's pretty expensive. How much does it cost to change strings in a harp? That would be crazy.
About $300, $350 for a whole set.
Wow. How often do you have to do that?
Well, when they go out of tune, or they just lose their pitch, or they break. But that's not that often though, because they're gut.
As a bass player, I have to change them like once every it depends on how often I'm playing. Right now, radio's kind of taking up my time, but every I'll do it every couple of weeks.
Okay.
Because I like that really bright poppy,
sound,
present sound. But that's crazy. And you have that sound. I'd like to segue into this. We're actually going to be playing a few tracks in this segment.
Okay, great.
So cue up this first one, Fly Away.
Fly Away.
How'd you pick this song?
Well, actually, Allan did.
Allan did, okay.
And this is his original that he contributed to the album. But we had talked about it, though. And I like music with a lot of space and dimension that takes you to another place in time.
Yeah.
I love that. So when a person's listening, they're there, but they're not there. That, their imagination takes them other places. So Allan came up with this tune titled Fly Away.
All right. Fly Away, man. Play Fly Away. I love that track. No, it's funny because it seems familiar but fresh. So that's why I almost thought it was I didn't realize Allan wrote that.
Yes.
But vocals. Did you do the vocals as well?
No, Allan hired his daughter and Rebecca Jade.
Oh, Rebecca.
Yeah,
she's a good friend.
Yeah, she's doing all the vocals with Allan's daughter.
She does the vocals for everybody.
Yeah, she does.
She is definitely, you ladies are making it happen. I mean, you guys are definitely setting the tone on how us men have to step up our game. Because you're always working hard.
Well, we got to.
That girl, she's got 20 bands. I don't know. She's got a bunch of bands. She's playing with a lot of people, and
right.
She's in different genres.
Yeah, and I think she just won the San Diego Music Award for blues or something, blues band.
Yeah, which is they kind of lump those
together.
Sounds in. Yeah, they don't have as many categories as that everyone would like to see.
Yes.
So they lump certain things in. But she's amazing and great vocals.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I hear. As you mentioned, how this whole process works, I hear the inflections, the rhythmic choices that Allan probably helped inspire with that. Because girl, you was in the pocket.
Well, you got to be with him.
You can't be outside the pocket.
No, you can't be outside the pocket. You got to be in.
Yeah. And that's awesome. I want to hear a version of Thump and Pluck, because with the harp, I guess that is that's the ultimate plucking instrument, right?
Yes, it is. It's the ultimate. What is it? The 8 fingers.
Yeah, definitely. So this next track is Walk the Way. Walk the Walk. I can't read for anything today. My eyes are like, because Wade's got all the lights on for all the pictures, so I'm one of those guys who reads better in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to listen to that, and then we're going to talk about that track. Go ahead and play that. Very tasty. That is an amazing track.
It's an magnum opus piece, because right where we just kind of went down, oh my God, it just gets incredible.
Well, I don't want to give too much away. It's just like that old commercial,
Just give them a little taste, a little truffle on the pillow, right?
Exactly. That was that one commercial, the K-Tel Records, like, you got to go out and buy your own, my brother. That's mine.
Okay, all right.
That's my CD.
iTunes, Amazon, CD, baby.
Yeah. In fact, your website so that people can kind of get all the information. Go ahead and give us your URL before I forget. I get too wrapped up in conversation.
Yes, www.mariaantionette.com, and it's spelled a little different because the Mariea is Mariea.
Yeah.
Then Antionette, Antonniette. So just think of the Queen of France.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let them eat cake. You know what I'm saying? So, that was an amazing track. Now, question for you: the main lead has a string.
Violin.
Yeah, violin.
That's Karen Briggs on violin.
Okay, so that was a live. I was going to ask if that was because it was so tight. I was like, it almost sounded like you had your harp midied.
No, I will tell you, we brought in the strings from the orchestra on that. That was really something I really pushed for. We had all live instruments, no synthesizers.
Oh, wow.
So we brought the strings in live. And for most of this whole entire album, it's all live strings from the San Diego Symphony.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's
and it
awesome.
really gives it a different feel to it. It lifts it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do the synthesizer and it's nice, but when you put those live strings on it, oh, my God. Makes it beautiful. Extra beautiful.
I've never been to Allan's studio. Is it that big where you can actually have an orchestra? Or
he went separate. He went to a different place to record them.
Okay.
Yes.
I was like, wow, he's got that in his house. We actually went to this gentleman's home where he had in his home, basically his living room was set up so that he could record orchestras.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. Albert Collins.
Is he here in San Diego?
No, he's up in Malibu. In fact, we're going to save the third song for the opening of the next segment because we just have too much of a good time. I always lose track of time with you.
Like, oh my God,
it's coming. Yeah, we got the clock reminder. I can't even pay attention to that. This has been the Changing Stage Radio Show, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in internet talk. And I again want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. They have just an amazing array of gear, and they really take care of the customers over there. They've got if you can go right to their actual location. A lot of the online stores don't have that, but of course you can buy it online. And then SIR at SIR-USA.com, where they are just providing all the gear for all the touring artists as well as for corporations. We've been here with Mariea Antionette Takeover. She wants to have you all have cake, and we'll be right back for the fourth segment.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children. After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation evaluation to get the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
Which sandwich is healthy and tasty? Which sandwich can come on bread or in a bowl? Which sandwich comes 51 different ways, so it's always your way? A which sandwich. Stop into our shop in Hazard Center. We're upstairs from the Hazard Center Digiplex. Bring in your movie ticket. We will add a free drink and chips to your sandwich order. Or order online at which.com, and we will have it ready and waiting. WHICHWICH. Which.com.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to the Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
It's a changing stage. Boogie nights, well, actually boogie afternoons right now because it is a Saturday afternoon, close to it at least. We are getting close to that afternoon time. Yes, we are powered by the mighty WS radio networks, and every so often we will jam like that. We're so funky.
Yes.
You know, with the harp in the intro, we were talking about that. Yeah, that's most people don't get a chance to hear that on radio, that the harp intro, but that's always been there for Heat Wave. How did you choose this song?
Again, you know what? Allan chose it because I was out on the road and with Jazz and Pink. So I said, we need something funky. We need to really bring it for that big stage. And he goes, so I know. We're going to do Boogie Nights. I'm like, Boogie Nights? He goes, yeah. We're going to have a killer solo in the middle and all of that. It's like, oh, yeah. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. That song, I think, was pretty instrumental for that time frame for changing the sound. And like you said, you did an amazing job with that. I love the bass synthesizers that Allan used on that track. And, and then, of course, you mentioned Rebecca and Allan
daughter, yes.
Singing the vocals. So it's so I love this. I love our community here, and then it broadens out. Like you said, you never know who's working with other folks.
That's right.
I got a buddy, Bobby Gonzalez, or Bobby G, guitar player, and he knows everybody over here, and they know him over there. He's in Sacramento, and he played with like Earth, Wind, and Fire. And,
wow.
And I've known Bobby since we were in kindergarten. So it's just weird how these communities kind of tie in when it comes down to this one thing, this love of music.
Yes.
Yeah. So but there's always challenges when it comes down to what you love. And this industry is definitely one that's in a flux right now. And you have chosen to go definitely against the norm by playing an instrument that is not traditional into the genres of music that you have are driving down. How's that experience been for you? How's that come to how do you handle all that fun stuff?
Well, it's really interesting because when people ask me what do I do, yes, I play the harp and I play jazz, funk, R&B, and so people are like, "What?" They look at me with this bewildered look, like I have two heads on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't have a reference for that. I don't know what that is. I go, I know, but I can show you better than I can tell you. So either I have to play the music or have them come out to the show and see what I do. Once that happens, it's sealed. They're like, oh my God, I never heard the harp played like that before ever. This is amazing. And so the acceptance of it, once they hear it, it's like straight on. They just love it. But when you tell someone that, they don't have a framework or a mindset to wrap their heads around that.
Now, how's that affected you in not just in the listenership, but from a business standpoint? Do you find that there are roadblocks because people aren't necessarily, they're going to judge a book by their preconceived notions?
Right. Oh, yes, I have to really sell it. Harp, I don't know. Because I tell you, first when I started going out on the road, the promoters were like, well, who do you have in the band? And they were asking the MD. And she says, well, we have this person. Well, we don't know. We don't really want the harp. We don't know. Because, see, they had not a clue. Yeah. But no, we just want these sax. We want the violin. We want the flute. The harp we're not sure about. So it took me doing that single of Give Me Your Love to put me on the map, put me on radio, for them to go, oh my God, that's the girl that you guys had? And they're like, oh, if I'd have known that, then we would have had her. So it was a process of really exposure, education, listening, hearing, because like I said, even the promoters on these big concert stages, they don't have a reference for funk, jazz, harp. They just don't. No, that's not going to work. We have to put butts in seats. We have to, make sure the audience is happy.
Yeah, and they don't recognize.
Right, they don't recognize. But then once, you're out there, then all the accolades come. Oh, my God, the girl on the harp was amazing.
Yeah, because it just, it's a funny thing, because I mentioned Ken Cragen before, and his thing is, if you want to make it shock and awe, do that thing that's going to just snap people and go, yes, this is somebody I want to look at. And I think just the sheer fact that you're going that direction kind of does that. It's like, it's kind of like that one girl who's been taken off, Lindsay, I can't remember.
Lindsay Sterling.
There we go.
Yes, I'm all over her.
Yeah. Because you had a little dubstep in that second track that you played, so that was pretty awesome.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your process now and where you're going to be going with all this fun stuff, because it's a DIY for you. You're making it all happen on your own.
Right, yeah. As an independent artist, you have to do that because, again, the record labels, if I went to a record label, which I'm not trying to do, but anyway, they'll probably like slam the door, get out of here.
Yeah, they're not going to get it.
Yeah. So I have to show you what I can do. And so it is a process because, you have to promote. You have to come out with a dynamite project that is so hot that it can't be denied, and stay out there and stay relevant, stay current. Like November 15th, I have a new single that's going to drop for the Christmas holidays. So in order to continue on, we got a single coming out November the 15th called Gloria. That's hot. Beautiful.
Oh. Is it a remake or is it
It's a public domain Christmas song, Glory Angels We've Heard on High. Yeah, so we've taken and revamped it and we made it funky, jazzy, beautiful. So we're going to roll with that.
Funky Christmas.
Yes, funky Christmas.
Might be the Whispers
on the hip,
on
the hip harp.
Yeah. The hip harp. Here we go. Coining new terms.
Right.
The queen of hip hop on the hip harp.
HHH. H. So we're going to do that and then come out with another song the first of the year. So you got to stay current. You got to stay relevant to let the people know, because it is a process and it's not cheap.
How about videos? You got any videos coming out?
Yes, we got some videos coming on actually YouTube right now. After watching Lindsey Sterling, I go, okay, I know what to do now.
Yeah, she definitely made it because she got shot down in her I can't remember, it was like an American Idol kind of thing.
Yes, that's right. She has it on her website where they said, no, you're not this and that. Yeah. And, well, they didn't know.
Yeah, like you did. You know, it is at that mark.
Oh.
I want people to know how to get a hold of you. Take a look.
Well,
your website again?
www.mariaantionette.com, and that would be the place really if you want a signed CD and a free poster. Go to my website. We got some extra perks that come along with it. And then as well, my national global distribution is iTunes, Amazon.com, and CDBaby.
Wow. It's been too short.
I know. It went by fast.
Yes. This has been the Changing Stage radio show powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks. We've had Mariea Antionette take over today. Make sure you go check out Pitbull at pitbullaudio.com and SIR at SIR-USA.com. We'll be right back next week, so tune in again. Thank you.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Progressive Medical.
Hey, this is Heidi Rue, and you know, Progressive Medical Center has literally changed my life and my health, but I'm not the only one. Adele suffered from bone deterioration, bone overgrowth, profound muscle discomfort, physical exhaustion, and mental fog. In fact, the bone deterioration becomes so serious that she had to have back surgery. Well, after the surgery, she still didn't feel well, and so that's when she heard about Progressive Medical Center. Progressive Medical Center discovered that her adrenals weren't working properly, her hormones were out of whack, and the drugs she had been taking were doing more harm than good. Adele came into Progressive Medical Center in a walker, physically and mentally exhausted. But now she's a world traveler. She hikes and walks several miles a day, and it's all thanks to Progressive Medical Center. 770-676-6000. 770-676-6000.
Progressive Medical. This is your life. Live it well.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.